All right, what is going on? Welcome back to another episode of the Wired Sound podcast. Today we're doing our second episode with Wired Sound founder, legend, Crespo. How you doing, man?
Good, brother. It's good to be back.
Yeah, man. So you've been having a crazy couple of months, couple of years.
Yeah.
Life.
Nonstop, always on the road, balancing everything, which is so hard, like we always talk about. But it's been good. Been busy. Touring's been good, and I've really been taking a step back from everything that's been dragging me away from making music. So I've been.
Yeah, I saw you just launched your label, right?
Yeah.
Paradise Found.
Paradise Found Records, yeah.
On brand, I love it.
Yeah, just like kind of all music, all genres. I mean, house-based, but, good feeling house to darker house.
Okay.
To anything that, feels good to the ear.
Yeah.
There's really no boundaries to it. I really just wanted a place to put out my own stuff and friends, people who send me stuff all the time.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if it was you I was talking to or maybe Cartfish from like the past episode, but having just your own platform is just, it's almost a necessity nowadays because you can't just sit around and wait for a label to release your music.
Yeah.
It's just going to not happen or take months or, and you're just ultimately going to get let down or just let your fans down or people that are supporting your music.
Yeah. And like the reason I started the label was I was sending music out so much and I wanted to continue the momentum I had on Spotify. And all these people were like, oh, this is dope. We can release it in 4 or 5 months. And I was like, damn, that's so far from now.
Yeah. That's how the schedules are though. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So I was kind of at the mercy of the label and I was like, wait, why don't I just try self-releasing, building momentum, and also having another brand to put under my umbrella.
Yeah.
And maybe create a party with it, do different things so that like it's not just about having someone else tell me when I could release the music.
Yeah, creating your own ecosystem with,
Yeah,
and you're in control of it.
definitely. And so, launched it a couple weeks ago. First release comes out May 15th, next Thursday.
Okay.
It's one of my first records I wrote on my own with like a breakbeat built into it.
Dope.
So I'm excited about it. And I'm looking for all new artists.
So it's because you're obviously very successful for people that don't know, but in the open format lane, are you starting to switch more towards dance or are you sticking in open format and kind of like?
Great question. Honestly, I think this like music in general is so dance driven now. I do feel like hip hop's in a really big recession. Music, like the music to me is not relatable. It's not danceable. So we're like, now you have all these house records being used with hip hop samples.
Yeah.
And stuff, and they're blowing up. Like, I'm tired of hearing the Stephanie record, but it's everywhere,
What hip hop track was that from? Because I feel like
Young M.A. You call her Heffany, I call her Stephanie. I don't open doors for these hoes. It's a full
great
rap song.
rendition right there.
Yeah. And there's so many. I mean, Side Piece just came out with My Neck, My Back, and it's becoming so popular. But yeah, I think the scene in general has transitioned a lot from in the open format world from like old hip hop or mumble rap like Migos and stuff.
Working, yeah.
It doesn't work anymore. The energy's kind of low. The classic rap still works.
Yeah.
Yin Yang Twins, Lil Jon, Chris Brown.
All the bangers.
Yeah. So I think there's like this crazy merging of dance music, and I think it's taking over a lot of the space to where open format now is mainly house.
Yeah, open format DJs are like house DJs now.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
If not, you're not really relevant or you're not playing the relevant rooms. Right?
Exactly. And unless you have like a really certain niche with like a techno or like Clooney has a great sound. All these guys, it's like some of these Tiesto the other night was playing like Bobby Shmurda.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is happening? But I think it's just a change of dance music encompassing all of.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of hate the labels because at the end of the day, we're all DJs and we're just trying to make people move and have a good time.
Exactly.
So, like, why put a label like he's an open format or he's a house DJ or he's,
Yeah.
I think the best DJs and the best performers just read the room and just have fun with it. Even like the big guys that you would expect to play, whatever, minimal tech or something, maybe,
Yeah, definitely. I love that, like, I'm hearing some DJs throw in different tempos, drum and bass.
Yeah.
Are
you dropping any DMB in your sets?
Yeah, even some speed house. And
like, it up to like 170. What's drum and bass go up to?
175, 180. It's pretty fast.
How do you get there from
I double time it. So like 90 or
do the math.
80 to 90 VPM range. I'll go faster.
So you go from like a hip hop track to a drum and bass track? Is that the usual transition?
Yeah, sometimes I'll scratch in a hip hop acapella 80
Okay.
and then scratch the drum and bass track over it.
All right. So yeah, I'm still like old school, I guess, in the way I transition up BPMs. I just slowly work my way up, so I'll be at like 120, go to 125,
Yeah.
128, and then 133, and then I'm up to like 140 and then 145. That's usually where I cap my sets. Like 145 BPM is,
Same.
you don't catch me going much faster than that.
Yeah.
But I guess DMB would be the exception.
It's a nice little change up. But yeah, I've DJ a lot like that, and then sometimes I feel like I need to like stop on a dime. That's when I'll put the acapella in, and then hit a beat over it.
Just you're saying like reading the room and you're seeing the energies like need to switch up like a major
or if I want to
change.
catch them off guard, it's like, how do I get these people back in my space?
A lot of it is keeping attention, right? I've realized that in my recent years of DJing, it's just like you want to have these lulls and then these moments where just the energy just increases by a big break or some major change that people are like, people are gonna pay attention to.
Definitely. I think it's so important, especially because there's so many DJs now. It's like if you're performing and entertaining, you have to keep attention on your crowd and you have to make sure their eyes are on you almost the whole time. So a 2-hour set, I try not to have too many lulls, but I do know that, every time we need a break.
Yeah, that's what I feel. Like sometimes it's too many bangers or too much, and I'm like, all right, just give people a little bit of a breather for a second.
Yeah.
Bring the energy down and then bring it back up for like the longer sets, obviously not for the headlining.
Definitely.
Hour and a half sets.
What's like a go-to record
to bring it down? I mean, Inner Bloom,
Perfect.
really easy. Yeah. Luke Alexander edit was The Roof is the Soul. It goes to the Where Did I Go Wrong?
Afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one plays out so well for a nice just breather moment. Do you have any?
What's great about that is you're still keeping attention because they're gonna sing along to it.
Yeah, it creates a moment. It still definitely creates a moment, and I think that is also the goal. Is you don't want the energy to just. When I say lull, I don't mean like
Cut.
Yeah, I just mean like no percussion, just kind of a more of an ambient break. Do you have any tracks like that?
Good question. What have I been using? Damn. I know it sounds crazy, but like a lot of the John Summit stuff does break, and it breaks kind of progressive.
Yeah.
Which is cool and like slow, or even gets people like a break from like heavy drops. So like Shiver is great.
I feel like people are getting sick of it though.
Yeah.
I played it out a few times, and I feel like people are like kind of giving me that look, and I'm like, all right, Shiver might be out on it. Anyway, I could just be in my head about it, but. Yeah, sorry, John Summit, if you're watching this. But
the new Kid Cudi Dom Dollar record. It's not like a banger, but it's very feel good and kind of gives people a break.
I saw he made a TikTok, Dom Dollar, that was like, we made like Kid Cudi came into the studio and he's like, I just want to make the happiest thing. And I commented on there, it got like the most likes. It was like, so he's still pursuing happiness, right? It's my dad DJ joke.
Yeah. I love it.
It's cool that at least they just put out like a feel good one. I haven't played it out yet, but
yeah. And to touch on what you were saying, I think the labels of like I'm this type of DJ or this type of DJ are really being blended so much. Because even hearing some of these underground artists, they're still playing recognizable songs or acapellas over their stuff, and I do just see that it's like a big merging of everything. Like even melodic techno, it feels like progressive house.
Yeah.
But also...
I know, they just threw a new name on
I was
it.
like, okay.
They're like, it's now melodic techno, even though it's like, yeah.
Yeah, which I think it's cool. I love that...
or trance, yeah.
It's kind of trancey. I love that the scene is changing and where it's like everything's kind of being inclusive of itself.
Yeah. All right, so where did you play the past few weeks? Any fun spots that were...
Yeah. Trio Charlotte.
Okay.
You've played there before?
Yeah, of course. Wait, no, I played Charleston, not Charleston. Charlotte's the newer one, right?
Yeah. Okay. There's something to be said about having an owner of a club who knows how important production is. And I think when you invest money into cryo, lasers, good lighting techs, it makes such a difference for us as DJs. So where like it was my favorite set of the year in the middle of North Carolina.
Yeah, because you can get the energy there, right? With
energy's there. It's a production. It's a performance. All eyes and attention is here, and it's just about the music, which is the coolest part.
Yeah.
So I really love what they're doing there. Sound system's amazing. Everything that you need to cover your bases to make sure people will always have a good time. I think they're gonna have a lot of longevity.
Yeah. Yeah, I think some clubs make the mistake of investing all their money on like the big acts when instead they should be putting that money into the production and making an experience for people. And then it doesn't matter if it's like, if it's not John Summit or if it's not one of these top guys, people know they're going to have a cool experience there.
Exactly. Exactly.
There's
There's a spot in Dallas called Greenlight Social, and they create a really cool experience, not just production and lighting, but you walk in there, they have like specially made drinks for themselves, like Capri Suns that are branded with their stuff, or Dr. Peppers, old school Dr. Peppers with like vanilla vodka. You walk in there and you feel this form of nostalgia. So venues that are creating experiences are really thriving right now.
Yeah.
And ones that are relying on old school bottle service and the big name, I think are having a harder time.
Yeah, it's a struggle for them.
It is, because you have such a big bottom line. You're spending so much on the artist that you don't get to focus on maybe creating the ultimate.
Yeah, speakeasy kind of. So what do you think summer 25 is going to look like for DJs and clubs? I'm curious on your take.
I think the landscape's changing. It's kind of weird to see, because when I play in Vegas, it's not as busy. Vegas still does a great job of creating experience.
Yeah.
They have the lighting, the sound, everything you need for a club. I think other spots that are known to be the best may have trouble if they don't evolve. These experiences like the coffee pop-ups, intimate gatherings, or maybe even like a pop-up on the rooftop. It's just so much different. It creates a new atmosphere.
Yeah, I think the perfect example, and maybe this is a controversial take, but like the live ways out, space way is kind of in. Like I guess it may be from socials, or I'm not sure what created it, the shift.
Yeah.
But I would say live definitely used to be the top dog in Miami, and now space 100% is the top dog in Miami. Like there's no argument about that.
Yeah.
And so people are going for the experience, and they're not going for bottle service for that vibe anymore.
I think about what Space does. It's like when I go there, I'm like, I'm getting a coconut that's branded with Space, because it's just, I want coconut water. And sometimes I'll get the grilled cheese with tomato soup.
And you're going till 10 a.m.
You're going till 10 a.m. And sometimes it's just a production. It's an experience versus I've been to another club. I'm tired of the bottle experience.
Yeah.
It's changing. And I think there's a way to have both, but you got to create an atmosphere.
An experience. Yeah. Space, I think, was just there, and they already had the experience. Like they've already curated it over so many years, and they're just there at the perfect time to like be like, they become the top club in the game because they had the experience. They created it. People know they're going to be there till 10, 11 a.m. and have this insane experience. And now, yeah, they have CO2. All of it's based around the consumer.
Definitely. Yeah, and so I think summer 2025 clubs will always be alive, but I do think the experience of going to an event for intention is way higher now, because people aren't drinking as much, and if they're gonna be hungover for 2 days or go party, they want to do it for a certain reason.
So what do you mean, like for socials or like?
No, more for like Rufus Du Sol or an artist, or maybe like a cool pop-up concept. I think people are going to be more in tune with going for a reason than just being like, fuck it, let's go to another club.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you think some people go out just to like create social media content and stuff?
Oh, for sure. I think a lot of people,
worst kind of person.
a lot of people go out to be seen, to show that they are out.
Yeah.
And, that's just part of the game with social media and being seen now.
Yeah.
It's changed everything.
24 hours at Space Miami. Yeah.
Exactly.
I can't tell me. I mean, I guess I've watched that TikTok, so they're doing a good job. Yeah. But it's I don't know if that's becoming more of a thing, and people are like, I want to go out.
Oh shit. Okay. No.
Shit, what was I saying? Base content creator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Club stuff.
Yeah, club content. So sorry, back to it. I hopefully people aren't just going out to create content.
It's always gonna be there now. I mean,
content creation.
Don't you think the scene, and like we've been DJing for 15 years now, like how much it's changed? Like, what would you say? How would you say it's changed?
Yeah, it was a very small community before of like DJs, even like the EDM space. It was pretty like you knew everyone. And now I feel like it's every week I'm seeing a new DJ pop off on TikTok. I'm like, I'm not trying to sound like an old guy like throwing shit, but it's just hard to keep track of like who's relevant. It's hard to tell who's real. All right, and we're back.
Yeah. Woo. Crazy things going on. I've known you for so long, Ryan. We've been DJing for before the first CDJ. How do you feel, I guess, social media has changed nightlife and maybe even the dance floor?
Well, I guess it's creating like you have these new DJs always just popping up every week because I think it's trendy or you are like, oh, I could do that. Some people definitely love it and definitely want to do it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
I think some people definitely are just doing it because they see the party and what the DJ life could look like and chase it that way. So you do have some people that are maybe getting into it for the wrong reasons. So I don't know. I think social media has shifted a lot of things, but especially with DJing, it's just such a prevalent thing. You always see DJs on TikTok or like people at raves or.
Yeah.
So there's good and there's bad with it.
Yeah. I feel like it's changed for me in the sense of like people sometimes show up not for the music. Mm-hmm. People show up to be seen. It's like I was telling you earlier. And I think what I've noticed with social media is like everybody wants to be a part of what's going on. So they do show up, but maybe for different reasons, right?
Yeah.
Some people go for the music. Some people go because they saw it on TikTok. Some people go because they want to film content. So I've seen the club change in the sense of the energy, maybe. Like, everybody's phones are up, which we see in all the kind music videos and stuff. And I'm not opposed to it, but I guess I'm so old school. When I was first DJing, just raging.
So I think this is a weird analogy, but I just came back from Disney World, right? And I think you could actually make a lot of parallels between like people going to Disney now just to like go to create content and like take videos that they're at Disney versus actually experiencing Disney. And I think you see the same thing with like the rave scene and the, people are going there to take videos that they're at the rave and not to actually be a part of the rave. I don't know.
It's 100% like FOMO was not a word until social media came out. So for me, it's like seeing, and this is probably the grand picture of everything that's going on in the world, is like everybody thinks now of social media as a place to put their lives up, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, how do you be present, but also like capture the moment and the content that you feel like you want to put out to the world?
Yeah.
And I guess we get lost in translation with it. It's like, sometimes you got to enjoy.
Yeah. I think I struggle even as a DJ with it too, because I'm like, I want to make sure I get some good content out of this show. And like, that's not the right mindset. And that's not, my best sets are not like that.
Same.
I've noticed when I have sets like that where I'm like, oh, I got to make sure I get a good recap video, I don't play as well, or I feel like the energy's not right, versus when I'm like, oh, there's no cameras, like no one, this is just me reading the room, making sure I'm doing the best job I could do. Those are the sets that I see the energy actually, I get like the goosebumps, where I'm like, this crowd is like amazing. I'm having an amazing experience.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know what the term would be for what that feeling is.
It's like, being present.
Yeah, it's just being present versus like thinking about, content you got to create
Yeah. And it's crazy because nowadays, it's like, especially you and I, we don't have huge teams handling all of it. It's, as artists who are still building, it's so hard to balance your career of creativity and creating content.
Because you have to. That's the devil's advocate, or the
exactly
other end of it is like, if you don't do it, then you're not going to get booked for more shows because people aren't going to see you doing it, and they're not going to want to book you. Like, it's just like,
it's so true. And I guess my tip for anybody out there that's creative, trying to create art but also content, is like, it's okay to have really unproduced films or unproduced videos of you. Sometimes, like the other night, I handed my phone to my brother and he just filmed clips for me, and they actually ended up being really cool pieces of just content that I was able to post. So for me, it's like the tip for creativity and content is like, just film, even if you can, a few pieces of what you're doing, and add some commentary, add some funny captions. It's so easy nowadays, and sometimes we overthink it.
So I had a perfect example, right? I did the Asia show, sorry, and I was waiting on the recap video for like a month from the club, and I was like, I need it to be like the most professional, I'm sure they got amazing shots, all that, right? I finally got it. Took like 30 minutes to edit it, all that stuff, just to make sure it looks good. Posted it, right? And then like maybe 10 minutes later, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw up this reel of my son watching me DJ. And then that one outperformed it by like 10 times. And that was, I had it in my phone. I posted it within 2 minutes, maybe it took me to actually just post it up.
Yeah.
And like, it's, you know, it's not like done unreal, but it's still done 10 times better than the curated content that I was waiting on.
Yeah. It's almost like real present raw moments connect more now on social media than like overproduced hype stuff, unless
Yeah,
you
people
really
see
plan
through it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I say, like, as a creative who hates making content, what I've realized is to break that barrier between it for me is film and capture stuff during the moment, and eventually you'll be able to create ideas or captions that help it.
Yeah, that
meaningful.
make it make sense and make it click together.
Exactly. You taught me that.
Yeah.
Just film and voiceover.
Yeah, I
So-
know. I got away from it. Yeah, because my TikTok was going the wrong direction. Which I went viral a bunch of times. I'm sure, like, my most viral one, we could clip it, would be the grandma ravers at EDC. A lot of people don't know I took that video. You know what I'm talking about? The two
Yes.
grandmas going in?
Yeah.
I took that video at EDC Orlando, and I sent it to Insomniac, and they posted it up. And from that, it's really cool. I will say the grandma ravers have become, like, a thing. Like, I'm like, oh, I kind of, like, made that happen. I'm like, these
You
grandma
created
ravers.
a brand for people.
Yeah, these grandma ravers are like a legendary duo now.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, it was never about my music, or I was just doing club commentary, which did well on TikTok, but it didn't really fulfill me as an artist.
So you stopped.
So I kind of stopped doing
That's
it.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think my TikTok algorithm might be fucked up from it. Because it's like, if I don't put that kind of content out,
Makes
it's not gonna
sense.
perform.
Damn.
So I'm trying to figure it out, but
Yeah. Damn, I didn't know that. They're that, like, aware of the content you're putting out, and
yeah.
it's got to be.
I think the algorithm probably knows what you're good at or what videos of yours have performed well, and then they'll push videos that are similar to it. That would make sense.
Yeah.
If I'm an algorithm.
The algorithm.
Yeah.
Fucking algorithm. No, it's such
All right, so summer 25, you got some good out of the country show. I think I saw
Yeah.
some.
I'm starting to
Japan?
play. Yeah, I'm playing some more out of the country shows, only based on some of the music I've made, which is some of the. It's the best feeling when you're getting booked for your sound.
Yeah.
Because then I know I can go play those sets. So the last record I put out, When I See You, it's almost at 500K, but it's streaming really well in Japan
Okay.
and Barcelona and Spain. So I'm gonna be out there for the summer.
Oh, how is it getting pushed out there? Are you doing?
I did some
ads?
ads because I wanted to play out those places.
So you targeted the ads to the territories that you wanted to play.
To the territories,
Okay,
and then I
that's smart,
used
yeah.
Smart Noise.
Okay. Yeah. The one. Yeah.
The app you showed me. And so I'm really been trying to target certain locations that I want to build a following in. So even in Charlotte, the month before, I started running heavy ads.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
It's crazy. I had like 40 people hit me up for a guest list.
That new
The music
song
and,
or something.
hey, can I play When I See You? People were holding up
Oh, that's
a
awesome.
phone. And I was like, this is cool. Like,
right,
your
so-
music can really travel.
Yeah. Shit, I gotta do that.
Yeah. It's,
I didn't think about that, targeting ads to like cities that you have for upcoming shows. Because also sometimes you're like not front of mind for people.
Yeah.
And then it just like clicks when they're like, oh, I just saw that artist on social with their song, and then
yeah.
you're playing there. And it just makes it glued together. So that's really smart.
Yeah. That's why, like, it's pretty cool when you're, at first as creators, it's kind of scary to put out your music. You're like, is anybody gonna like this? And what I've noticed and what I realized is sometimes you just have to put it out, let people give you feedback, and usually it's very positive. And from that feedback, you get in confidence and being like, damn, I got to keep doing this. People actually like it.
Yeah.
And then also being like, people like it. Let me target it and get it delivered to their ears some way. And from there, maybe shows come.
Yeah, I've always struggled as an artist with validation from other artists and stuff like that. So I've, in recent years, become a bit more of a recluse with my music, where I'm like, I'm not going to show it to anyone until it's like done.
Yeah.
Because I would get so in my head and be like, oh, this person said they didn't like the break, or this person said the vocal wasn't strong enough. Yeah. And I think that, as an artist, you got to really learn to trust it's super, I know it's kind of cheesy to say but it's also tough. It's like, you just got to trust yourself. And so my new rule is like, as soon as I think the track is even like remotely close to done, I start sending it out to labels, and I'm like, all right, it's out into the world. I'll start posting TikToks about it, and just let people decide. that are like, as opposed to like on the production side where I'm like, I'm still gonna tweak it because this person said the vocal isn't strong enough. Because at the end of the day, nobody knows what a big song is.
Like when I send out a song, I'll get feedback from A&Rs, and sometimes it's like 5 different pieces of feedback that are completely contradicting each other. And I'm like,
this one says the vocal sucks. This one says the instrumental
exactly.
sucks.
And I'm just like, does it suck? And I was like, you know what? And this is why the Rick Rubin book has really helped me.
Was it Rick Rubin you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Creative Act. And basically the thing that resonated with me the most was he goes, anytime you put out your art to the world, you're 1000% successful. And that's something that's stuck in my brain. It's like you had the guts to put it out and show people.
Yeah.
And you're going to get good feedback, you know.
Major career changes that you're thinking of making in the next couple of years, or you just kind of just keep doing it? Because you've been doing it, you're crushing it for years.
I will say, like, there's levels to crushing it, I guess. And this is what we were talking about earlier. It's very hard to find a balance of sustaining it's very hard to find a balance of making money and sustaining your daily life and maybe family, and also being able to chase your dream career. So I think what I'm trying to do now is take that jump from gigging every day to make money to putting that time into music, so that hopefully down the road it'll be bigger shows for bigger fees, because it's starting to get exhausting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you do it. I mean, how many days would you say you traveled last year?
I calculated it was 190 days. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, that like on the road.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine how many flights.
I did 630,000 miles last year.
Damn.
It's crazy. But I paid the price for it too.
With your body, you're saying, or just
body, mentally, like I burned out. I missed huge family things.
Yeah.
The part about DJing that I think a lot of people don't understand, especially travel DJing, is it wears on you in so many different aspects.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm constantly trying to find the balance of being on the road, and then when I get home, how to recover from that. Mm-hmm. So that's like the dance I play every week, and it gets exhausting, and burnout hit me all the way into probably 2 months ago.
Yeah, and you want to just like keep it going because you're like, I want to just keep the hype going, make sure people are seeing me, be out there.
Yeah.
But I've had tastes of it, and I'm like, this is hardcore.
You're doing it a lot right now.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. I love it. But again, I'm not at the level of Tiesto or Dom Dollar or one of these people who could take 3 months off and just, if they needed to, just go in the studio.
Right.
Because it's more of a hustling. Yeah. So she was asking if mental health has improved. We were just talking about that. So for you think mental health as a DJ has gotten better or worse?
Yeah, I mean, I think my mental health improved infinitely the minute I decided to full-time do it, because I knew it's what I loved. And yes, it's very nerve-wracking every day when you wake up and you're like, when's my next gig? But also there's like a beautiful side to it where when you're doing something you love, you're just constantly chasing it and enjoying it. So I love that dance, and I try not to ever think too much about what happens if it fails.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we've been given 15 years of this, and like we built a school around it, we released music, we've gotten plays from everyone. Landis and I, peak of my career was we got streamed by Hardwell on Air.
Represent.
Tiesto
Throwback,
too.
yeah.
We got so many streams.
Yeah, Baby Mojo.
Yeah.
I think is the one.
We sampled Austin Powers. Yeah. But I look back on it and I just think the success to any career is obviously having that full on love for it and drive. And so I think when you really do make that decision to go all in on something, it flourishes for the rest of your life if you really put the time in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I think I have like, I always look back and stuff, and I'm like, even if I failed from here, like I know that I did this. I know that I played in Asia, right? My song got 1 million. Like when you hit these milestones, at least for me, I internalize them, and I'm like, okay, I made it that far. Exactly. And a lot of people don't even make it that far. So I think it's important for up and coming DJs to try and like take note of the mini milestones that you're hitting and kind of keep them in your back pocket. So if you're feeling down one day, be like, remember, like, oh, I opened for this person, or like I had that experience already. I did that, and like you can keep pushing forward from that.
Exactly. And the thing I've learned the most this past year is things are going to change all the time. Mm-hmm. Nothing's going to last forever. Clubs will close. Residencies will be taken away. sometimes you put the wrong words on a sign and you get fired. It can happen. Anything can happen. But also amazing things have happened along the path, and that just opens up space for the next journey.
Yeah.
And I think with what we're doing as DJs and producers, like there's only infinite headspace to go. So I don't care what age I am, I'm going to still be a part of it.
Yeah. And AI is going to replace us all anyway.
Yeah. I mean, you may see me 60, like
the AI DJs are coming for us.
Exactly.
That'd be insane. I wonder if they could pull off an AI DJ set soon. I'm sure it's gonna be a thing.
Some crazy shit. It's like it's basically a robot with cameras, and they have thermal cameras too, so you can see where people's heart beats and like if they're really happy. And I'm like, oh shit, maybe it can read a crowd.
It's gonna read the room.
Exactly.
Oh, that's gonna be wild. Yeah, I don't think people are gonna. I don't know. We'll see.
I think there's always gonna be room for organic performances and art because it's what makes us human.
Yeah, that's just where we're at.
Unless we get chipped, and then we're all fucked.
We're all gonna be
Elon's robots
long term. Awesome, man. Well, I love to see you crushing it. It's been great to catch up.
Same, brother. Thank you.
And we'll be back next week with another episode of the podcast. Till next time.